I was thinking of writing this down, but I think I'm actually just going to wing it. Talk in the open and see if I can actually get anything good from it. I just got a new camera and I thought that the first thing that I would film is the thing that I love the most in the world, and that I would credit a lot of the things that I've done to, and that's running. I know it sounds incredibly lame, and I know 15-year-old me would be like, oh, like you're into running? Like you're gonna pick something more interesting? But yeah, sorry, bit. And I didn't know any words that I could be able to say to express my real love for running and my appreciation for it. So what I did in the day, I went to all my different running tracks because I've lived in a few different houses. So I think I picked my top 4 and I filmed them, and I walked them, and I lived through what I was feeling in the times when I would actually routinely run those. And it was amazing. And, you know, I would be inserting the clips of each one and then maybe like saying a little bit, but majorly just, I mean, I don't really know the point of this video rather than the fact that if someone watches this, or if people understand me, please reach out to me because I want to meet runners that sound batshit crazy. But yeah, so the first place is Berwick Springs. And I loved it there. That's where I started doing park runs. You know, I can't pinpoint the exact time that I started running and, you know, really just fell in love with it, but I know it was definitely sometime after my mum had passed away. And I mean, I like to think, and it probably is, it was a coping mechanism for me. It was a time for me to be fully alone with my thoughts, with my music. You know, I could think through anything that I ever needed to. It was time that I got to spend by myself, which really meant the world to me in that time, and now it does as well. So I really appreciate running for that. I love running every single day. Every day since I've put my running shoes on, I've felt madly in love with it. I feel like every great trait that I've done, everything that I've done in the world, pushing myself to limits, is because of running. The next one is Sweeney Reserve, which was also when I was living in Berwick. I loved running there. Just 2 big ovals was perfect kilometerage to like just run around maybe 4 or 5 times, 6 if I was going to challenge myself. I remember one day, because I had moved in with strangers at this house, one day I was leaving and it was Valentine's Day, and I told my housemate, I was like, you know what I'm going to give myself for Valentine's Day? I'm going to beat my 5-kilometer personal best. And I got there and I had no other choice because I had literally just told him about it, and that would have been awkward if I like went home and I was like, yeah, I didn't actually do it. And I did it, and I think I did it in like 23 minutes 50 or something, and I was so proud of myself. So that was definitely one place where I challenged myself more than others. And I appreciate that reserve so much. You know, it's just, I love running because it tests every part of you. It tests you mentally, it tests you physically. There are so many especially mental barriers that are constantly going through your head. You know, running, it really made me be able to remove negative thoughts from my brain, because when it's you and the path and like however many kilometers ahead of you that you have to run, there are just so many thoughts going through your head, like you can't do it, like you're not good enough, there's no way you're going to get to the end, you might as well just stop now. And progressively through maybe like 5 years that I've been running, you learn to just snap out of those thoughts straight away, and that really carries to your everyday life, which I appreciate. And I've seen it be able to do that. It's like you've refreshed your mind and you know that you're able to do more than you thought you could, and that's what running gave me. The next spot, Glen Park Reserve. This one was a fantastic running track. It's when lockdown started, so I really got into long distance running there. This spot also has memories of hard decisions for me. Another aspect of running which means the world to me is the decisions I'm able to make reasonably while I'm running. A lot of the time I have maybe a decision one day and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to wait until my morning run because I know the answer is going to come to me and I know it's going to be the right answer. And it's happened. It's always happened. At that Glen Park Reserve, I was with my partner of 4 years at that time, I believe. And every morning I was like, I can't stay here. I need to change. Like, this isn't working, whatever. But by the end of my run, I would always kind of chicken out. I get back into the house and I'm like, actually, I don't want to lose everything that I've built here. But there was just one day it stuck. And I got back, I did what I needed to do, and running gave that to me. Because I really don't think I could have made that decision without that. I know I couldn't have. Like, I didn't even know where it could have gone to. Running literally saved my life then, because that was definitely a relationship I had to get out of, and running gave me the strength to be able to do that. And I really appreciate running for that. Okay, Burwood Reserve. This was an amazing place. I'd moved in with my sister. For happiness and like pure calmness in running, and like it's so crazy to even be able to express to you guys, but I remember I had this run and I just kept going. I had my podcast on. It was a running motivation kind of thing. I had that on and I could feel like the tingles coming up through my spine, up to my brain, and I could feel it, and I was like, holy, what is going on right now? Like, and then I ended that run and I was bursting with motivation, with inspiration, with wanting to be the best, do the best, and like called up old family members that I hadn't talked to in ages. But I just had so much motivation to want to make things better, to connect with people always. And you know, I went back home and I did things that I really thought were impossible at the time. I got specific jobs, reached out to people that really like wanted to reach back out to me, and that was all from a run. And you guys are probably like, I don't understand how you got that from one run, but it was just the mix of everything that was going on then. Me knowing that I'm able to go on these runs and have time alone, sort of like a meditation kind of thing. Be able to make me think so clearly and realize that the small things don't really matter. Obviously, they don't matter, because when it's just you and the path and the music, this is all I need to be thinking about right now. Nothing else matters, and nothing else ever really should matter, because you know, you just live. You live in the moment, and that's what running is. All it is one step after another, and all you have to think about is the present. You don't think about the future because you're going to mess yourself up. You're going to worry yourself. You're going to think about the past because maybe it's like, I could have done that better or whatever. Like in disappointment, and it's the same with life. Truly is. In life, you need to just stay present. When you have so much more free space when you get rid of these worries about the future, the disappointments about the past, you're going to have so much more space in your brain to think about the things that you're doing now. The things that should matter, that only matter. Right now is the only thing that matters. Like, you can look at the future and be excited about things or whatever such, but you know, really in the end, if you focus 110% on right now, you would be the most powerful person in the world, because you're not worried, you're not fearful, you're not any of that, because all of that comes from worrying about future things, when in reality, if you see the future, you're not a psychic. There is 100% chance of it not working out the way that you think that it is going to work out, which is causing all of these worries for you. So what's the point? You don't know what's going to happen. Literally anything could happen. Aliens could come down and kill us all. That could literally happen, but we're not worrying about it because we don't think it's going to. So why not just be that way with everything else? Oh, I'm worried about speaking in front of people. Like, you're going to have to do it either way. What's the point in worrying double? And I know it's easier said than done, which everything is easier said than done. But that's what it is. That's how it is. Okay. Lastly is Ashwood Reserve, which has a special place in my heart. Okay, so on the last day, we were living in Mount Waverley, my sister Grace and I said, I'm going to run to the city one day from here. I've got to do it. I hadn't done it and it was moving day. We were going to move back home. And I was like, you know, it's literally now or never. I need to do it. 32-kilometer round trip. I got like halfway home and it was like, what? It was like 25 kilometers, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna get home with 32 kilometers. All I need to do is run another 10 kilometers to get my first marathon. And I was like, oh, that's simple, right? Like, another 10, how could that hurt? Which was insane to me because I had never even thought about doing a marathon at that point. Especially like split second, I didn't even prepare or anything. I ran home and I told Grace, I'm like, get out of my way, man. Like, I'm running this marathon. I need 10 kilometers. Where are the sports gels? Get them in me. So that's what I did. I got them all in me. And then I ran to Ashwood Reserve, and then I did some laps that filled up 10 kilometers. Actually, it was about 8 kilometers. I got back with 8 kilometers and I had to run up and down our backyard, which my sister was just like standing there, which was fantastic. She was like really egging me on. I had like actual grains of salt on my face, which was insane. But yeah, that place, I conquered barriers that I never thought that I could conquer. Mentally, physically, like everything. I came out so much stronger for that because I felt a new level of pain. It hurt. The shin splints are freaking real. It hurt, but it was so worth it. And I'm just so glad I did it. I love running every single day. Every day since I've put my running shoes on, I've felt madly in love with it. I feel like every great trait that I've done, everything that I've done in the world, pushing myself to limits, is because of running. Runner's high is real. So that was like a massive rant. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I know I'm going to enjoy it when I watch it over. And I hope that I could at least 1% express my love for running and how it saved my life. So thank you so much for watching. This is my view right now that I've been looking at. Isn't that pretty? And yeah, I'm in my car because I live in my car because I love it. There's our house down there. I'm basically constantly outside. Why would I ever not want to do this? So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.